What's going on, guys? Welcome to my Doctor Who collection update for May 2019. Yes, May's over. I've got all my stuff that I bought in May. Actually, a couple of these I bought in April, but they didn't arrive until the beginning of May. So I think I did actually mention them in my collection update for last month, but for April. But yeah, this is everything that I've received this month, basically. So let's get into it. We've got 8 classic DVDs this month and 3 figures. So yeah, actually quite a bit of stuff to get through this time, so let's get straight into it. We're going to do the DVDs first in chronological order, starting off with The War Machines. Another William Hartnell First Doctor story that I'm really interested in getting. It's also pretty special because it's the first story from Season 3 that I've got, which means that I now have a story from all 4 of William Hartnell's seasons. Yeah, Season 3 is the worst hit when it comes to DVD releases. I don't know about, individual episodes, but when it comes to DVD releases, Season 3 only has 3 DVDs out of, I think, 9 stories altogether. There's the War Machines, the Ark, and the Gunfighters. They're the only stories in Season 3 that you can currently get on DVD. So yeah, the War Machines, I believe it's Ben and Polly's first story. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it is. It's the final story of Season 3. So that means it's William Hartnell's third to last story. And yeah, I've heard pretty good things about it, so I'm looking forward to watching this. There's a lot of funny moments in here, like, good moments, like when the Doctor is like, "Oh, you little dustbins," or something like that. I've heard that he says that in this one, apparently. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this one. Definitely one I'm interested in. We jump a little bit further into the future with Robots. The Fourth Doctor's first story, Tom Baker's first story. I have seen this one before, a couple of times actually. It's one of the more watched ones because I had it, and I still do have it in DVD files. I used to get Doctor Who DVD files, and I have this one, so I've seen it a couple of times. It is Tom Baker's first story. It's pretty good. It is a pretty good story. Not the best of season 12, but probably second or third best, I'd say. To be honest, most of season 12 is pretty good, actually, apart from Revenge of the Cybermen, which I haven't got around to watching yet, but from what I've heard, that's not great. But yeah, Robot, this is also very, very special because it completes season 12 for me. So now season 12 is complete, which is really awesome. This is now, the 3rd season I've completed. So up to this point, I've now got season 12, season 10, and season 25. So yeah, really awesome to have season 12 completed. We now go on to the box set of the month. Now, this actually also completes the season because the whole box set is a complete season, and that is The Trial of a Time Lord, season 23. Yeah, this was one I was kind of putting off a bit because, of course, Colin Baker doesn't have many stories. If you count individual DVDs, like if you count these as 4 separate stories, which I am going to, then he only has 11 separate stories, 11 DVDs. So, you're getting a hell of a lot of his stuff here. It means that I now have 8 Colin Baker stories out of his 11. So, I've really built up his collection a lot. But I thought I'd get this now because it was a pretty good price. The prices have actually gone down a little bit. There was a time about a month ago where for a few months the prices were quite a lot higher than they have been, but luckily they have actually gone back down again, so that's really good for the time being. But yeah, Trial of a Time Lord. So we've got 4 separate stories. Well, it's one story with mini stories inside it. So this is parts 1 to 4, which is The Mysterious Planet. You've got these little stickers. Usually I take these stickers off, but I think for these ones I'm going to keep them on because I would call this The Mysterious Planet. When I do my classic review, I'll probably call it The Trial of Time Lord, then in brackets The Mysterious Planet, but yeah, I will be keeping those stickers on. I don't really know what people think of this whole thing. From what I've heard, the whole series is kind of decent, but nothing special. So yeah, but individual stories, I don't really know what people think. Second story, if I can get it out, is Mind Warp. Yeah, once again, not really much I can say. The Return of Sil, which is interesting, from Vengeance on Varos, probably the best Colin Baker story. Personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of Sil, although I do think Vengeance on Varos is a very good story. Sil did annoy me a little bit, so having him back, I don't know, I'm interested to see what they do with him, but I'm not the biggest fan. Then next up, we've got parts 9 to 12, which is Terror of the Vervoids. These guys look a bit ridiculous, let's be honest. But apart from that, I don't really know much about the story again. Don't think it's the most highly regarded, but yeah, I mean, it's a thing, I guess. And then the final parts, or part, or whatever you want to call it, of the Trial of Time Lord is parts 13 to 14, The Ultimate Foe. Yeah, once again, I don't know anything about it. The Doctor's on trial, there's Time Lords. I don't know what else this is really about. But yeah, you know, thought I'd get it because I'm going to be getting them all eventually, and I thought it would be a decent box set to get for this month. Means I'll probably shy away from Colin Baker a bit for quite a while, since now all I have to get is Twin Dilemma, Time Lash, and Mark of the Rani. They're the only stories from Colin Baker I need to get now, and then I completed him, so yeah, probably shy away from him for a little bit. Alright, next up, we have got another single release. These last two are single releases again. Both 7th Doctor stories, starting off with Time and the Rani. Now, I know what people are saying. Why did you get Time and the Rani? It's awful. No, I haven't seen Time and the Rani yet, but from what I've heard, it's one of the worst Doctor Who stories of all time. Of course, it's the 7th Doctor's first story though, so I kind of wanted it fairly early on in that aspect. You know, I kind of want to get all the post-regeneration stories and the regeneration stories. Also, once again, I'm going to be getting all these eventually anyway, so why not just get it now? So yeah, Time and the Rani. It's got the Rani in it. I haven't really seen the Rani at all. I've seen her in Dimensions in Time, but that's it, because I haven't seen Mark of the Rani, and that's her only other real appearance, other than this. So I'm definitely interested in watching this one. Definitely interested, because apparently it's a bit too stupid and it's just a bit crap. So yeah, that one's going to be interesting when I get around to it eventually. Probably not for a while though, because I've got a lot of, because I've actually been buying a few more DVDs recently. You know, instead of getting like 5 a month like I used to, I'm getting like 6 to 8 a month. Yeah, I've got a lot, and I'm still only doing one classic review a week. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of DVDs now, let's just say that. So finally we've got Survival. So yeah, this month I picked up Sylvester McCoy's first story, and also his last story. The last story of the classic series, in, you know, if you don't count the movie, the actual series, the last story. I have seen Survival before, probably about 3 years ago now, that I watched it. It's one of those stories, from what I can tell, you either really, really love it, I don't think you really hate it, but you don't necessarily, it's either you love it or you're just not the biggest fan of it. And from what I can remember from watching it like 3 years ago or whatever it was, I'm one of those people that's just not the biggest fan of it. I don't hate it by any means, but I definitely don't love it. I'd say maybe I kind of like it, but I don't know, I'm kind of expecting to give it maybe a 6 or maybe a 7 out of 10 to give it an average, but obviously I don't know that yet until I review it. But yeah, it's the final story of the classic series, which I think a lot of people boosted up for, but ultimately it's not the most amazing story. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it again. Having it in the collection is of course a very good thing. Alright, so now on to this month's figures. I did get a few figures this month. Last month I didn't get any. I showed you guys my Doctor Who figurine collection figures that I got for the month. I actually haven't had any for this month yet. Hopefully in the next week or so I'll get some more of them and I'll show you them maybe for next month. But yeah, I actually got some proper 5-inch figures for this month. Starting off with these two guys. These are mummies from the Pyramids of Mars. These are the ones with the gold, as you can see. I believe these ones actually didn't originally come, you know, as individual figures. You had to get them in the Pyramids of Mars set or something like that. I actually bought these secondhand, so they weren't new, they didn't have a box or anything. I bought them secondhand off eBay because they were pretty cheap actually. I mean, if you want to get the set of this, it would cost you quite a bit, and finding it new probably isn't that hard, probably isn't that easy. So I saw these, and they were a pretty good price, and he had 3 of them for sale. He'd already sold about 10. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to get one of them. And then I thought, well, I might as well get 2, because they're the sort of thing that they look nicer when you've got multiple of them. And for the price, I thought, screw it, I'm just going to get 2. So, I mean, they're both pretty good. Like I said, they're not brand new. They actually do look very good though. A couple of paint issues, mainly on this one. As you can see on the head, there's a couple of little bits of gold that have kind of splashed onto the head. But apart from that, they are actually really good. This one's pretty much perfectly fine. It looks brand new, it just doesn't have a box with it. So yeah, I'm really happy to have these. I do think I haven't actually seen the other mummies, you know, the ones without the gold, where it's just like grey. I haven't seen those in person, but I think I do prefer these. I think I would prefer these, so it's nice to have a couple of those. Let me just put them over there without knocking the camera. And then the other figure I got this month was one that I really only got. I mean, those ones are cool figures. I got them because they were cheap, but I also got them because they're pretty cool. This one was really just because it was cheap. This is Astrid Peth from Voyage of the Damned, played by Kylie Minogue. Yeah, it's not a figure that I'm really ecstatic about. I mean, the human companion figures, I have quite a lot of companions. I want to get more aliens and stuff. However, this was kind of, it was hard to not get. I think it was about $10. I think with postage it was maybe $15 or $16, which really isn't bad. I live in Australia, getting figures is fairly difficult sometimes, so I thought it was really good. Brand new, in the box, so I thought I'd go for it. And yeah, it's actually decent. I mean, it's not the most fantastic figure. I mean, it's literally just Astrid Peth from Voyage of the Damned, but I mean, hey, it's another addition to the collection, so there's that. Let's see if I can get her to stand up. She's leaning over a bit, but that's fine. So yeah, let's go and look at how this changes the collection. Alright, so looking at the collection now, it is really starting to look good now. I'm very happy with how this is looking, you know. We've almost got 2 full shelves of classic DVDs. Bear in mind, one shelf fits 43 DVDs, so I think I'm up to like 70 something, 79 or something like that. I don't know, I can't remember, but it's something like that. It's pretty crazy. So if we look at the changes, as you can see up here, we've got the War Machines. That gives me my first story for season 3. Nothing for the second and third Doctor this time. We have one for the fourth Doctor, Robot, being his first story, which means all the way up to Revenge of the Cybermen there from Robot. We have a complete season 12 now, which is really awesome. We go down to the second shelf, nothing else for Tom, nothing for Peter Davison this time. We do have a big increase for Colin Baker, the Sixth Doctor, with the Trial of a Time Lord, all 4 parts, all 4 stories, should I say, DVDs there, really getting his from 4 to 8, completely doubling it, so that's crazy. And then the Seventh Doctor, we also have one right at the start with Time of the Rani, adding to season 24, and then one right at the end in Survival. I'm moving the phone like backwards and forward really weirdly. It's like whoop, whoop, whoop. One at the end, Survival, you know, getting in for season 26 there. And then, yeah, end of the collection there, basically. The Russell T Davies era pretty much finishes off on this shelf now, and then we move into the Stephen Moffat era, into, you know, Chris Chibnall with Series 11. Then we have all the box sets, of course. We have the Trial of a Time Lord box set there, the new edition, and then that is all that for the DVDs. If we move over to the figures, as you can see, you've got Astrid Peth back there with all my new series figures, and then you've got the 2 mummies behind the Dalek there, for the classic series. So yeah, that is the updated collection. That is the collection update for May 2019. Thank you guys very much for watching. Don't mind that chocolate just sitting there. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, like and subscribe. Tell me in the comments below what things I should get for next month, what DVDs, what figures, stuff like that. And also go check out my Twitter, link is in the description. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.